here we are, the PAC Northern Ireland region overnight fishing session. A weekender, if you will. I'm fishing beside the man, the myth, the legend that is Mr Des Tobin. He's giving me the fingers now. But it's not a blank straight off the bat. I had a little tiny jack, I would say about 1.5 pounds. If I wasn't in such well respected company, I might have been persuaded to use it as a dead bait, or a live bait. We do have the floats for it. We have floats for big bait. I've come prepared today. Big baits. Anyway, I've got the XXL JRC quad bivvy up with me, which is a godsend. It means I'm not bending down to get in. I've also got the new bed chair up and running, so this will be the christening of the new bed chair, which is good. But apart from that, it's not a bad day. The weather forecast says it's going to be the odd patch of drizzle, but apart from that, should be okay. I'm fishing in about 30 feet of water, I think. It's quite deep. Because of the carp in here, part of me wants to go out and spray a load of pellets and hemp and corn and get some of the carp in front of me. I've got some maggots and a waggler rod, so if the pike start to go a bit slow, I might be tempted to whip out a waggler rod and see if I can catch a carp. Just for the crack.
Just then.
Well, at least we're catching fish, that's the main thing. Result? Update time. Updates. That's the barbecue just finished. Thoroughly awesome. I have a cupcake in there and everything, dude, with a cup of coffee later on. Might even have a beer. The sun's just literally kind of dipped behind those trees there, so it's hopefully going to be bite time pretty soon. I've already had 2 pike, both small jacks, both on popped up roach, ledgered on the bottom. We're fishing into very deep water here, so you know, it is what it is, but it's not a blank. That's the main thing. It is not a blank. I've got some nice wee citronella candles in the Bivvy burning because there's a lot of fly life. Not a fan. So hopefully they don't like the smell of citronella and they all piss off. I've whacked out a popped up mackerel and a roach. I've put a slightly bigger roach on this time. Hopefully that the fish here are used to eating roach, so a slightly bigger roach should be something they should be used to eating. So fingers crossed that a slightly bigger pike comes along and goes, I fancy a bit of that. I don't think I'll fish with the bait in all night. I think I'll fish with it in for the first couple of hours of darkness anyway. You know, right at the edge of the rod tips in the water, I've been chucking in some sweet corn and some pellets and stuff, and there's there's a whole shoal of little fry. So I'm hoping that, well, maybe if the pike are a bit slow, I might get some early morning carp on the waggler. Just for a laugh, something different to do. Because this place gets a lot of attention, I was just going to fish with floats, with pencil floats. But it's quite deep here, so I'm not going to bother fishing with the floats. I've just got free running ledgers. That'll do the job, you know.
The next morning.
Well, I have to say, that is the most comfortable bed chair I've ever slept in. Hands down, no shadows of doubt, this is a game changer. I woke up this morning, you all kind of know that I have a wrecked back. I'm not going to go into it, but I have to take quite a lot of pain meds just to function every day. So coming fishing and sleeping in a tent, it's a challenge, let's be honest. The Fox R3 bed chair provided me with the lumbar support. I was comfortable all night. The sleeping bag kept me warm all night. I had to get up twice in the night, once to take a piss, and I had a duck attack my left hand rod. No runs in the night, nothing happened, but I was comfortable, I was warm, very, very happy with the new bed chair. I didn't zip up the bivvy, I fished all through the night, you know, so I'm just kind of, I was actually watching the Dante Wilder Tyson Fury fight, and well, let's just say Tyson Fury got it done. Oh, he got it done alright. That knockout was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. Boxing fans out there, I do quite like boxing. Personally, I thought Tyson Fury would have got Wilder out of the way quicker. And when he knocked him down, I think it was the 4th round, he knocked him down. I thought that was it. But Tyson, he did get caught out. He did get put to the mat. And I was sitting there thinking, after that, I think he was a bit overcautious. But that's just me. But either way, he got it done, you know. Please, Wilder fans and Wilder, no more excuses. Accept that you weren't good enough and leave. I don't want to hear no shit about, oh, the boxing gloves were tainted, or he wore a dodgy suit that hurt his hand, or the referees were in Fury's pocket by doing magic counts, missing out numbers and shit. I just want to, let's move on. The question is now for Tyson Fury, I mean, what next for him? Obviously he can't fight AJ because AJ's lost everything to Usyk. I can't see Usyk wanting to fight Fury. I don't see that there's anything in it for him. But Tyson Fury is still the king. This is obviously the first morning. I've been waking up on the bank for a long time. I do plan to do more of this. I have enjoyed this. Last night, with all the people, you know, again, this is more of a social. This isn't a serious fishing session. This is mostly a social. Catching up with the guys in the club. And, you know, having the banter and the good times and the crack. We had an awesome barbecue last night. I'm going to get up now and I'm actually going to make a cup of coffee. It's just gone 7 o'clock in the morning. It's just beginning to get lighter outside. But I don't know how long I'm going to fish for today. I think I'll pack the bivvy down about lunchtime. Stay there about maybe 5 and then take a drive home. So let's see if we can get more fish. I had, like I said, I had 2 jacks yesterday. They weren't, you know, anything spectacular. Both fish, you know, they were only lightly hooked, and I deliberately kind of held them, you know, in the margins till they kind of, if they thrashed and came off the hook, it was like, it saves me having to unhook them. You know, I always found with with little jack pike, they, you know, they can be a right test to unhook because they just thrash about and go crazy. You know, whereas the bigger pike, you know, they'll just lie there and let you unhook them. You know, they don't, you know, thrash about. Whereas, especially little pike, when the hooks is, you know, you can see both hooks and they're both stuck in their nose. And you're there thinking, you know, if I'm going to hold this pike by the chin, it's going to thrash like hell. And the chances of having a hook in the hand gets quite high. But both pike were only hooked with one hook, and it literally was kind of in the right in the nose. So I was more than happy to kind of let them thrash about a little bit in the margins and fall off the hook. I didn't see any carp rising last night, which was odd, because this place apparently has some real bruisers of carp that like to cruise the surface at night time. But as I'm sitting talking to you now, I can see my rods and I can see all sorts of fish flashing on the surface, and it looks like they're just skimmers and roach. But let's get that cup of coffee on the go. Let's get woke up a little bit. And let's see what today brings us, eh? But what a boxing match. Can't beat it, eh? Boxing on the phone. Cup of coffee time. Time for a brew. A wee trick I use for my drop arms. This is basically a little nightlight holder that you put on top of the rods if you're fishing for barbel. Well, it says it's just a little glow in the dark glow stick. So when you look out of your bed, you see the two glow sticks sitting like that there, or if you see them sitting like that, then you know you've got a run. It costs pennies, but it's a great little trick. Also, when I was setting the bivvy up yesterday, I should really have paid more attention to where I was setting the bivvy up. There's a big widowmaker there. That tree's dead and it's leaning right over my bivvy. So if it was a really bad windy night, that would have come down on top of the bivvy like a fucking dart. So it's wee things. I should really have noticed that when I was setting the bivvy up. I didn't notice it. I was too eager to get the bivvy up and have a bit of a social with the guys. But that's stuff you should be looking out for when you're setting your bivvy up. Make sure that if you're setting your bivvy up near trees, check that they're not dead standing. You can tell they're called dead standing because they're a dead tree and they're still standing. Pretty self-explanatory. I kind of sound like a dickhead telling you this, but you'll know that they're dead because the top of the tree, there's the bark's coming off it. There's no leaves. It's just wood. It's like this tree here. That is dead standing because it's in water. This tree here, whilst it still has leaves on the lower parts of the tree here, at the top of the tree it is dead standing. It's obviously snapped and broken off. So it's important that you look for these things because it's going to suck balls if a fucking broken branch of a tree falls on you in the middle of the night. But now, I think it's time for cooking with Scobes. We're going to have a breakfast burrito. Well, we're going to take sausages, we're going to put them into these here. So we're having a wrap. Never let it be said that Scobes can't wrap. Right, breakfast wrap time. We have our liquids. We have our cheese, because you need cheese. Take your wraps. Cooking on the old Coleman kind of cremates things a little bit, but you just have to accept that. They're a little bit well done. Enough barbecue sauce to be alright. With Tabasco to be even better. Top tip, don't use this. Get it on your fingers and then change your fucking contact lens. It just hurts. What the fuck? Marks and Spencer's is giving us free bits of paper. There we go. Breakfast wrap. Somewhere out there there's a Mexican grandmother going, "What is that son of a bitch doing?" But it'll do. I'm hungry. You need to be bullying it a bit more, mate, because it's going to run up there and...
Cheers.
You're going to have to step over to here.
You steal my face?
Didn't steal your fish for 10 minutes.
One bleep and he steals my face.
I'll make up for the one you lost to me yesterday.
Thanks very much, mate.
There's that cup of coffee away.
Fuck him.
You're going to go.
Relax.
It's a bit better than yesterday's. So, let's get it in the net first. Right. Here.
Did that just drop off? Because all I heard was one bleep.
Here, you want to go behind me and grab your rod there?
Dropped off and then take the run.
How do you break your landing net down, Biz? It's a bit better than what we've been catching. It's not by much, but it's still a bit better.
Let's say the one I had yesterday from the mystery, isn't it?
This one's got gill rakers tore out.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, you can see gill rakers are tore out in it. Right.
Drop it down there.
Take your receiver out of the way. Oh. That's a nicer fish than what we had yesterday, mate. That's about fucking 3 times the size of the 2 jacks that I had. Oh. That's hooked in the scissors. I don't know. Right, that second one's just underneath the jaw there, so I need to get the pliers for that one. Right, where is that? You're going to have to kind of tell me where to...
Right, go ahead. Oh, jeez.
Let me see. I'm at the hook.
Yeah.
There we go, I'm going to be in.
There's only one trap out.
Yeah, it's only one side of the lawn. There we go.
Hold on. That one's caught now. There we go.
There you go.
That wasn't our damage, by the way.
No, that gill raker's dead. When it's pink, it's dead. You know it's dead when it's pink. Unfortunately.
Just sitting there, Des?
Yeah, it's just going to sit there and give us a wee show for 5 seconds, and then it's going to rip off down in a minute.
One of these pitches up here is in PHC, whatnot, isn't it?
It's going to go. It's going.
It's gone away in.
No, that's the way it is. It's all right. It's all good.
Clear space on me.
There you go, buddy.
Sweet.
It's not a blank.
I blank here.
It's not a blank.
I'm starting talking about it.
It's been a good weekend. I've enjoyed myself. It has just gone. Just gone 1:30. I think I might take a drive home because it's a Sunday and I want to get some bits and pieces done at home. But I've had a good night, had a good catch up with all the guys. I will definitely have to do some more overnight fishing because that bedchair was awesome. But let me get the rest of the van packed away and then I will see all you guys next time. I have no pictures of the pike that I caught, mainly because they're like this big, so and I wasn't going to fuck about with them. I was just going to get them off the hook and get them away. But had a good weekend. Now I'm going to go home. So I want to say big thumbs up to all the guys that are liking and sharing and subscribing to the channel and all that sort of stuff. Love you guys lots. Until the next time, trips. Tight lines.